Ladies and gentlemen, for the past almost 1 month, Rigathi Gachagua has been in the United States of America. And in the US, he has held so many functions across town hall meetings. And in this occasion, he has been addressing things in Kenya and some of the things that concern the Kenyans in the United States of America, especially those living in the diaspora, across the world actually. Now, Rigathi Gachagua, when he was doing this, he was always thinking before making statements. He knew the issues to touch on. Now, as it was expected, Rigathi Gachagua could not get audience with the United States of America president. And as an impeached president, deputy president, that could not be possible that easy. But I personally knew that Rigathi Gachagua, when he gets a chance, he will pass a message to President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. And that happened exactly in that particular video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one thing that I have to tell you is this. Before Rigathi Gachagua addressed the president of the US and asked him actually to do something as far as the ambassadorial post is concerned, Rigathi Gachagua understood very well that Donald J. Trump has direct interest on the Kenyan affairs. That's number one. Number two, he knows very well that Donald J. Trump did not like Meg Whitman. And Meg Whitman was so much involved locally, but now in the bad way, in that he did not favor the common mwananchi at all. He was always speaking nice about Chibukati, speaking good things about William Ruto, and ignoring the Kenyan cry. So Rigathi Gachagua understood the gap that exists there. And that is why I feel strongly that his message to Donald J. Trump will be considered. Now, on this particular video, I want to take you through on the reasons as to why I feel strongly that Rigathi Gachagua felt it is okay to speak to Donald J. Trump. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you are watching my videos at Mokwa Times, kindly take a second or two to subscribe, like and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Without much wasting of time, ladies and gentlemen, let me dive into this topic here today. What were the reasons as to why Rigathi Gachagua engaged Donald J. Trump in such a platform? Number one, it is to establish a good relationship between him and Trump and generally the Americans. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that America plays a key role in the Kenyan affairs. And especially if you look at the issues to do with the investments, US is key. It's a key trade partner. So therefore, establishing a relationship between Kenya and Rigathi Gachagua, of course with the US, it is very important. Rigathi Gachagua also knows very well that Donald J. Trump will play a key role in 2027 general elections. In that, they can even help to ensure that there is no stealing of elections. So therefore, Rigathi Gachagua deliberately decided to involve Trump as far as the Kenyan affairs are concerned. Number two, I think we all know very well that Meg Whitman was seriously involved in the local affairs, but she did not do as per to the expectations of Kenyans. Praising William Ruto at the time when Kenyans are crying. Going out to support various activities that are initiated by William Ruto and Biden, like bringing the GMO into the country and many other things. Then Kenyans cry, but you do not consider their voices. That was very wrong. And actually, Meg Whitman was not an ally of Donald Trump. So most of the things she did were things that were actually impressing the Democrats. So as we speak today, where the ambassador of Kenya is seated, the ambassador office is seated right now, everything that was initiated was done by the Democrats. And there's need for us to have a Republican effect in the country, like the one we had during the George Bush time. So as we speak today, it is very clear that Donald J. Trump has an interest in the Kenyan affairs through the ambassador, and that Rigathi Gachagua knew it's a deal to ask him to do the right thing as far as selecting the person coming to Kenya is concerned. Another thing that I have to state here categorically, ladies and gentlemen, it is Ruto's involvement with the East. Recently was in China, and we realized that Americans were not happy with what he said there. And then indeed, there was even actually a response from the US senators saying that they're disappointed in some presidents, including William Ruto, who was given a state visit to the US. So Rigathi Gachagua saw that gap and he bounced on it. Despite that was not the diplomatic way to do it, we saw that is an opportunity, and if in any cases listened to by Trump, this will be a huge milestone for Rigathi Gachagua. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel strongly that Donald Trump will need allies in Kenya, most especially in 2027 general elections, who are not pro-East the way it has been with who? William Ruto. Or even if they are pro-East, but there's some stand as far as the American issues are concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, other thing I want to say here categorically, it's the issue to do with the extrajudicial killings. There are plans for opposition to take William Ruto to Hague. And with the American aid, the initiative will make a lot of sense in the country. There's nothing Kenyans want like justice for those who are killed by the police officers, and more especially some of the things that were done under President William Ruto that are not okay with the Kenyan people. So therefore, when you get the American involvement, it will add strength of the case in the Hague, or it will add the voice locally here to the end of extrajudicial killings or even police brutality. We realize that after the Gen Z protest in 2024, the American people, the American administration, actually it echoed its voice on that matter by stating that there is need for the Kenyan police officers to be accountable for the losses of lives that occurred on 24th June 2024. Equally now, the same thing has been repeated in 2025, and the same voice is expected to be echoed. And I felt now that is also motivating Rigathi Gachagua to as well ask the United States of America to bring us a good ambassador who can be able at least to champion some of these things like accountability by the police officers who were involved on extrajudicial killings in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, another thing that I have to talk about here today is this. 2027 general elections. In the 2027 general elections, as we speak today, there are sentiments that are going around by some allies of President William Ruto that kuras zilipotosha watajaza. A clear indication that even if William Ruto does not get enough votes at the ballot, they will find a way to fill the basket. So that's a clear indication there could be rigging. And if there could be rigging, some proper technology is needed and manpower, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, enough financial resources that will help the opposition to ensure that they monitor the electoral process keenly. Considering also the people at the IBC right now, it's very ideal for the American government to help the opposition as well to be able to monitor on what is happening locally, especially during the elections in 2027. Those are some of the reasons as to why I feel strongly that Rigathi Gachagua decided to engage Donald J. Trump. But I don't know what is your take as far as this topic is concerned. Please on the comment section, you can be able to share with me on what are your thoughts as far as Rigathi Gachagua's statements are concerned. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment because that is the best support you can give this channel. My name is Abel Mukwa. Please keep following because that's the best support you can always give me. See you next time for more videos.